black globe symbolic for a black planet.
That's
Fear
right.
the black planet.
That's right.
All right. You want to link it?
Say it again?
When you linking it to the class to the TV?
Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. That's in your way?
I think you want everything my way.
Big bottom, right? Big bottom, my way. You got it.
You about to link it to the TV, right?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Let me put in these sign-ins. Signing on the YouTube person. Let's get to the Facebook.
It's on the YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
Running smooth. Why is it popping up on the Facebook? Guess we might do things the wrong way. Bear with us one sec. We do a little troubleshooting. That class is big.
There you go. Should pop up right now.
I'll share the class later. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah to all my brothers, Yahweh Shemar Ilatah Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah to all my sisters. This is the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? And what we do in the school is that we teach the Black, Hispanic, and Native people that they are God's true chosen people as the scripture dictates, as archaeological proof shows, as history has shown, and with being the Most High's true and only chosen people comes with a level of responsibility. It comes with you know, laws and standards, and those laws and standards are dictated throughout the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And those laws and standards show us and tell us how to love one another. That's all it does. It shows us how to love one another. And the thing is about love, love is a beautiful thing when it's directed with the right energy and in the right direction. When you give your love to the right person or people, it is a beautiful thing. But the world don't have you doing that. The Christian church will have you loving everybody, which is impossible. So the confusion will continue throughout this world because you're loving everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're out there loving Asians, you're out there loving Caucasians, you're out there loving, you know what I'm saying, all types of manners of evil, homosexuals. You love everybody. You love the victim and the perpetrator of crimes of the victim. You love everybody. And that causes confusion, and it tends to make you weak. So love can be a wicked thing at times. But guess what? There's hatred. Hatred can be a righteous thing at times. If you pointing your hatred in the right direction, You know what I'm saying? And you pointing it where it's supposed to go. Hatred is not a bad thing at all. God himself hates. You know what I'm saying? God himself hates. So who are you to be above God and say you only love when God don't love everything? God does not love everything. And we're going to prove that throughout the scriptures. We're going to get into it today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bang it out. But first, if you have any questions, type them in. You know what I'm saying? I want to get my share on. I want to give y'all a couple of minutes to type in all your questions. Don't let those questions weigh on your mind. Because if you got questions, don't think that you shaming yourself or it's a stupid question or whatever. It's not. Any question, ask. And if I can answer it, I will answer it. If I can't answer it, I will find somebody who has the answer. Maybe this brother next to me might have the answer. I'm not scared to say I don't know. I'm not scared to say I don't know. See, the Christian church will make up things. They won't tell you I don't know. They will make up things to appease you for the moment. You know what I'm saying? But we will get your question answered. So if you have questions, don't let that demon weigh you down. Ask your question. You know what I'm saying? Give y'all a couple minutes with that as I attempt to get my share on. Any question. We don't run from questions. We don't run from smoke either. Any questions you may have, just ask. Whatever questions you may ask, type them in. Don't forget to share and like this video. Share it, thumbs it up, ask your questions, make your comments. If you feel like talking trash, talk it. We don't care. Salaki, sir, if you made Bible Kashar, sir, can you get on 2 John 1 and 6? Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna show you what the true meaning of love is. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, hold on, we're gonna hold that one real quick. The sharing is time consuming. But let me get it. We're gonna hold that real quick. What I want to get right now, just to start this off. Which one is it? Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. See, this is going to disprove the Christian church, because the Christian church believe hate should not exist. Hate is it's wrong, it's wicked. But the Bible never says that. There is a hatred that is wicked. You know what I'm saying? When you hating your brother, when you selling your brother drugs and you passing him that blunt, that is a wicked hatred. You might not even see it as hatred. But you passing that brother a blunt, you know what I'm saying? You selling that man some crack. You know what I'm saying? You passing that woman some singles while she's spinning on the strip pole. You may see it as love. But the truth is, it's actual hatred. And I'm going to prove that today. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you what a righteous love is and a a righteous hatred is. And I'm going to show you what a wicked love is and a wicked hatred. You know what I'm saying? Sloppy, sir. If you got that, Bible Kashaw?
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate.
There's a time to love. There's a time to love. You know what I'm saying? And there's a time to hate. So if hatred is wrong,
I might have to move this.
so if hatred is wrong, why is the Bible saying that there is a time for it? Why is the Bible saying that there is a time to hate if it's so wrong? Actually, it's better than what's wrong. If it's so, Salakia. If it's so wrong, why is the scripture saying that there's a time for it? If you are in class right now, what can be those times? What is a time to hate? What is a time to hate? Can y'all think of an example of a time to hate? What is a time to love? Can y'all think of an example of a time to love? Let me tell you, for the sake of time, let me tell you, a good time to love is basically, there's many reasons. There's absolutely many reasons to love. You know what I'm saying? Especially when, let's say, you're playing basketball and a brother, he goes for a layup and he lands on your sneakers. You just bought some new J's and you decide to play basketball. But instead of beefing with him, wanting to fight over some sneakers, it's a good time to love at that time. Good time to forgive that brother. You know what I'm saying? It's a good time to give a hand of kindness. You know what I'm saying? So what's a good time to hate? Let me tell you what's a good time to hate. Not too long ago, I seen a video where a cop tackled and started punching a 14-year-old black boy. Started punching, flinging around a 14-year-old black boy because he had a swisher. I mean, granted, that boy should not have that swisher. No black, Hispanic, or Native person should have a swisher sweet. Period. But what that cop had done to him, what that devil done to him, was not called for. And that's a good time to hate. When your people are being constantly attacked, constantly violated and disrespected, that's a good time to hate. When the leader of another nation calls your stars and your giants of your nation sons of female dogs, that's a time to hate. You know what I'm saying? When you are in slavery for over 400 years without an apology or reparation, without no appreciation or nothing, that's a time to hate. Right now is a good time to hate your enemy. Your enemy is staying out there raping your women, turning your daughters into prostitutes, turning your sons into homosexuals. It's a good time to hate. You know what I'm saying? So there is a time to hate and there's a time to love. The Christian church wants to tell you it's always good to love. But nah, the scripture says there's a time to hate. When you going to start hating? Being a hater ain't always a bad thing. So when you going to start hating? When you going to start loving your people? You know what I'm saying? But Salaki, may you continue with that verse, Bible Kashaw, sir?
God. a time of war and a time of peace.
There's a time to fight and there's a time to chill. There's a time to fight and a time to chill. Everything has its due season. Everything. Everything ain't hugs and kisses and pieces of love like these Christians be telling you. It's not all about that. I mean, if it was, that would make God a hypocrite. Because the simple fact, how many times God sent priests and prophets and kings to war? Is God a hypocrite? Should he be loving all the time? What happened to that love for the Egyptians? What happened to that love for Sodom? What's going to happen to the love for Esau?
God.
You better be happy that the Most High don't love everybody. You better be happy that he only loves black, Hispanic, and Native people. I know you Christians right now like, hold on, God don't hate. Yeah, look, God hates. And I'm going to prove it in the scriptures. Salaki, sir. But right now I'm going to teach y'all what real love is. Can you get 2 John 1 and 6? I'm going to show y'all what true love is according to the scriptures, which your pastor will not tell you. Your pastor will not tell you this because he don't want you to know this truth. He wants you to suffer in complete ignorance while this is going on. You know what I'm saying? But if you can, Bible Kashal, sir.
2 John chapter 1, verse 6. And this is love.
And this is what?
And this is love.
This is love. He's about to describe what love is. You know what I'm saying? So pay attention to that. May you continue, Bible Kashal, sir?
That we walk after his commandments.
That we what?
That we walk after his commandments.
So it literally is love to follow the commandments. But the Christian church will let you know that the law's done away with. So how can you love if the law's done away with? It's like your kids. If you tell your kids not to do something and they end up doing it, they openly disrespected you. Now you got to ask yourself, do your child love you? Does your child love you? Because if they did, they would have did what you said.
That's right.
They would have did as you told them, and they would have been held in your safety and protection by doing it. But when they don't do it, they're openly rejecting your love. They're rejecting your protection. They're rejecting you.
That's right.
The Christian church wants you to reject the Most High. The Christian church wants you to reject Christ. You know what I'm saying? May you continue with that, Bible Kashar, sir.
This is the commandment.
This is the commandment. Continue.
That as ye have heard from the beginning.
This is nothing new. What's the beginning? The beginning is at Genesis. So if the law is done away with, why he's telling you to love, you got to keep the law, which has been here from the beginning. This is not nothing new. See, the Christian church is full of confusion. Full of confusion and hatred. The wicked hatred, too, because they're hating their own.
God.
You know what I'm saying? May you finish that off, Bible Kashar, sir, real quick?
Ye should walk in it.
Ye should walk in it. That means to walk in it, that means live by it. Follow them. Stand by them. Stand on them. That's what it means to walk in them. That is righteous love. But you passing that brother a blunt, is that love? Because the scripture tells you not to pollute your body, not to be intoxicated, have a sober mind, and be vigilant. So is that love? You supporting a sister in the OnlyFans page, is that love? Because she ain't supposed to be showing her body to everybody. She ain't supposed to be, doing this and doing that, but you want to support her. You call it supporting black business. That's what they call it now.
So that's really That's really popping like that, huh?
Oh man, I swear, I think every woman has it right now.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I be on my woman's phone, making sure that she ain't got no secret accounts and stuff.
So, explain to me, what's the point of what's the purpose of it? It's like a challenge or something?
Now, OnlyFans is a page where you're supposed to build up a fan base, give them exclusive content. It's like Patreon.
Oh, okay.
It's like Patreon. You give them exclusive content, this and that, that and this. But the thing is, people using it wickedly right now.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? People using it wickedly. It's supposed to be for you to have a fan base and support your fans and, you know what I'm saying, communicate with your fans, so forth and so on. But you want to support her, that is not love. If you want to support her, call her a hoe. That's how you love hoes, by calling them hoes. And maybe they might wake up and stop being a hoe. You know what I'm saying? But you want to help you want to march down the street waving a rainbow flag. Is that love? Remember, love is to walk in these commandments. So is it love to be waving a rainbow flag? No, that's not love. But y'all like to use that as an excuse. Love is love. You can't help who you love. Nah. Love is walking in these commandments. Everything else is just emotional and lust. You know what I'm saying? But Salakia, sir. Should I continue? Should I? Nah. Let's drop that. Let's get Proverbs 8 and 17. We're going to go to Proverbs 8 and 17. We're going to bang on this a little further. Let's get it right. Remember what love is that we read in the New Testament.
Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17. I love them that love me.
King David is saying that he loves them that love me. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me take that. This might not be King. I think this might be Solomon.
Solomon, yeah.
Yeah. King Solomon is literally saying he loved them that love him. But our enemies, put it like this, y'all want to love our enemies, but what love have they given you? What have they done to deserve your love? You know what I'm saying? What have they done for you to be holding hands with them? For you to be marrying their daughters, which is wicked. What have they done? Nothing. And remember what love is. Love is those who follow the commandments. So if you're not following the commandments, Solomon is basically saying he don't love you. You know what I'm saying? Love is not an emotional thing. It's literally a duty. It's literally a job. It's literally something that's supposed to be done. It's an action. It's not an emotion. You know what I'm saying? So ask yourself, when, let's say black women, I'm going to give this question to black women. When your husband literally, I'm going to say it like it is, when your husband gives you an order, he asks you to cook a meal, and you lollygag, you want to argue about it, you want to do this, put all this before it, do you love your husband? And should your husband love you back? According to the scriptures, do you love him? Your husband gives you some counsel, tells you this is wrong, that is right, and you go against it, do you love him? Those are the things that you should be asking yourself. Love is not such emotional stuff like the Christian church would like to have you believe. It isn't. It's pretty straightforward. You know what I'm saying? And to prove it, hold on. What's the Hold on, I got it. I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna drop another one up in there. Hold on. What's the one that's Love Indeed? One we use for the boot kiss. In fact, let me go to my precept book real quick. Bear with me for a sec, y'all.
Oh, what, you talking about Love and Word? Not
Yeah.
Indeed?
Yeah, the Loving and Word joint. Here it is. 1 John 3:18, Baba Kushal, sir. You're gonna go to 1 John 3:18, y'all.
First John chapter 3, verse 18. My little children.
My little children. He is talking to a specific group of people. You know what I'm saying? Of his nation. Those are the little children, the children of Israel.
God.
Nobody else. May you continue.
Let us not love in word.
Let us not love in word. This is not an emotional thing. This is not lip service. This is something beyond that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people could say, I love you. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people could do that. But let me tell you something. That's not what love is. Love is not lip service. Love is not man pleasing. May you continue, Baba Kushal, sir?
Let us not love in word, neither in tongue.
Neither in tongue. Continue.
But in deed.
But in what?
In deed.
But in deed. That means in works. You know what I'm saying? And if you love in deed and in works, guess what? That means you're keeping the commandments. That's what the deeds and works is. You know what I'm saying? You'll actually show that love. You know what I'm saying? Us in the UPK, we show that love to each other. We look out for each other. We correct each other. You know what I'm saying? We counsel each other. When a brother's going off, we let him know, yo, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? We follow these scriptures. We be an example to each other of righteousness. But let's say, there's women out here that, let me get real personal. There's women out here that would they're literally teaching their daughters to twerk.
It's crazy.
They're literally teaching their daughters to twerk. They're having fun, giggling, laughing. They on camera with it. Is that love in deeds or is that love in words? That's love in words. Not deed, because there's no law being kept there. They are approving their children to smoke weed in the house because they come up with a bunch of excuses. Well, it's safer for them to do it in the house. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. But if you love them, you cuss them out and probably kick them out the house for smoking that weed. You won't condone their wickedness. That's love indeed. Your child comes home talking about they're homosexual. You kick them out the house. That is love indeed. You're keeping the law. Matter of fact, can homosexuals, they say they love each other all the time. Can homosexuals actually love each other? Like, if you know anything, homosexuals got the most hate in their heart They're the most violent group of people. So, I ask you, if love is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and homosexuality is against the law, can homosexuals actually love each other? No, they can't. I mean, the simple act of homosexual sex is violent. It's confusion. Lesbians is the number one group in domestic violence. They are beating each other up like it's nothing. So, can homosexuals love each other? Indeed, no. But they'll tell each other that all the time. Love is love. You know what I'm saying? But Salakia, let's drop that. Hold on, any more on that? Nah, that was it. That was it. Oh, no, finish it. And then truth.
Salakia. 1 John. Which one was it?
3 and 16.
1 John 3 and 16. Hereby proceed.
Salakia. We're not at 3 and 16.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, no, we in 3 and 18. 3 and 18.
My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth.
And in truth. To do it in deed and in truth. The truth is these law, statutes, and commandments. The truth is this brotherhood and sisterhood. This truth is family. And this truth can only be found in the ISUPK. That's why we say we are the home of the truth. Because you will not find this type of love anywhere else. You will not find that type of love where people are willing to live and die for each other. Period. You know what I'm saying? But Salakia, let's drop that. Let's get 1 John 4 and 20.
1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love the Most High.
If a man says he loves God, remember, this is word, this is lip service. He's just saying it. But we all know that love is an action. It's something that you show in deed, in the truth. It's an action. So if a man says he loves God, may you continue, Bible Kushal, sir?
And hateth his brother.
And hateth his brother. How do you hate your brother? There's many words. You can feel that little emotion of hate. You're just angry. And you want to fight, you want to kill, you want to shoot, you want to stab. But there's also hatred where you don't even know that you're hating your brother. You know what I'm saying? You might see your brother come in with a good-looking sister. He got a new thing on his arm, and next thing you know, you dirty macking to her. You trying to put down your brother. Like you know he just quit his job, right? You know he got like 2 other women. That's dirty macking. That is hatred for your brother. You know what I'm saying? Getting high with him is hatred for your brother. You know what I'm saying? So those who say they love God and they hate their brothers, what type of people are they, sir?
He is a liar.
He is a liar. Your pastor is a liar. Your pastor would tell you he loves you. You've been paying tithes for years. As soon as your lights go out, you go to him, he's going to tell you to pray over it.
If I may, he's going to love you even more when you give him that stimulus check. You know what I mean?
Right? Which is a blatant form of hatred because you ain't got no job. You unemployed right now. That stimulus check is literally sent so you could get by during this pandemic, during this wrath of God that we're going through right now. And he wants you not pay tithe, because tithe is 10%. He don't want you paying tithes. He wants you to cough up the whole check to him. See how dirty these pastors are? And I would like to say it's a, what they call it, isolated situation, but it's not. I've seen 3 different pastors come out with this notion. Know why? Know why they saying this? Because right now they're not working. Nor are you. And they don't qualify for what's name because they ain't do no taxes. They don't qualify for a stimulus. So they want you to sacrifice your stimulus so they can get money in their pocket. Well, put it like this. There's a whole bunch of essential jobs open. My company's open. Security, even though it's like the most disrespected job on the planet, but there's plenty of security jobs out right now. Tell your pastor to get a job.
God.
If he wants money that bad, tell him to get a job.
God. Markets are hiring.
Right? Supermarkets. The bus is hiring like crazy. They need drivers like crazy.
Drivers ain't trying to. What's going on with that?
Nah, drivers just not plentiful right now. I mean.
Oh, after that brother died.
Yeah, I mean, people are scared.
God.
People are scared. You know what I'm saying? Nurses, learn the skill, man. No reason for your pastor to be unemployed. They want to call us bums and unemployed. They bums and unemployed. You know what I'm saying? Begging for money from people who don't have it. That's hatred. Your pastor hates you. Hates you. He'll love you in word, but indeed he hates you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Ben, you want to continue with that Bible question, sir?
For he that loveth not his brother.
For him that don't love his brother, for him that wants to tell you to give up your stimulus check, you know what I'm saying? For him that's passing you that blunt, for him that's dirty macking to his brother's woman, you know what I'm saying? For him that actually wants to shoot his brother because his brother bullied him when he was a kid or something. I don't know. I can't even fathom a rational idea to hate your brother. I can't fathom it. There's a whole bunch of rules in the Bible how you deal with problems with your brother. You know what I'm saying? But whatever reason it may be, those who hate their brother, may you continue, Bible Kashal, sir?
How can he love the Most High, whom he hath not seen?
Okay, your brother, you see him every day. You see another black man. You see another Hispanic man.
God.
You see another black woman. You see another Hispanic woman. Every day, you know what they go through. They go through the same things you do. The majority of essential workers that are at risk to catch this COVID are black and Hispanic people. We got to go outside and be exposed to the Most High's wrath. We know what each other's going through. I see fear in my brothers and sisters' eyes. We know. So how can I hate them? How can I hate those that are going through the same thing as me? Got the same trauma of slavery, same trauma of oppression, and I got to hate him. But I love God, who I have not seen. I haven't seen God. I don't know what he looked like. I just know if I see him, I might die. You know what I'm saying? So how you going to love God and hate your brother? It doesn't make sense. But the Christian church just does the opposite of what makes sense every day. I don't even understand how anybody could be a Christian in this day of age. If they loved you, they would be teaching you right now, but they're too scared to. They're too scared to. They got you watching old videos on YouTube and stuff. They'll have a morning greeting to you on Instagram. They got DMX doing Bible studies. DMX. That brother need to get in class, man. Christian church hates you. And they hate God. You can't hate your brother, have problems with black and Hispanic, have problems with your people, and love God. It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. You know what I'm saying? Any more on that? Yeah, let's continue. Let's continue.
And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth the Most High loveth his brother also.
That's what Christ was bringing to him. That's what Christ brought out. If you love the Most High, you got to love your brother. You can't be showing hate to your people. You can't be trying to swindle your people, trying to hustle your people. You out there on a corner trying to sell masks for $5 because you locked up on a box somewhere. You up on the corner trying to sell masks for $5. Mind you, these masks ain't individually wrapped. So you out there waving a mask, passing it to them like the mask ain't filled with COVID right now. That's hatred. You hate your people if you see a poor black man on the corner and you tell him to get a job. But when you see a white one, you'll give him $5 quick.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about that's so sad. Don't let them have a dog, too.
Oh, the dogs were wonders.
There's a white dude in Boston that's been 40 years old for the past 5 years.
At least. Yeah, at least. I think
he got a sign talking about it's my 40th birthday.
I think he changed it. Did he change it?
I don't think he changed it. Last time we seen him, he still
40th,
said 40. And his birthday been every day. Look at, that's how much of deceivers they are. They will lie for a dime. They will lie to their own people for a dime. That's hatred.
God.
You should not be following their ways. You should not be hating your own. You know what I'm saying? And every black person would tell you, you know that dude on the corner? That be, this is figurative. This ain't literal. He had a sign talking about he needs some money to get a bottle. We love and respect that.
Yeah, that's right.
And we would give that brother $1 for a bottle. We would do it. Because he being honest. He ain't lying to his brothers and sisters. He just need a dime to get something to drink to wish his troubles away. You know what I'm saying? But Salakia. That's it on that. Let's get Proverbs 3 and 5. We're gonna stay on love a little longer. Cause I got like 1,000,000 scriptures on hatred. So we're gonna get into hatred. We're gonna get into hatred. Cause the Christian church like to tell you that hatred, God don't. They'll literally say hate is not in the Bible. You heard that one?
All the time.
Like they will literally say hate is not in the Bible. Like the word is not in it.
The word.
Yeah. Never mind the spirit. With all these wars and killing the Most High been doing throughout the scriptures. But they would say hate is not in there. All the oppression the Israelites went through, hate is not in the Bible. Oh, man. Christians, man. Christians. But Salakia, sir, whenever you're ready.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
Continue.
And lean not unto thine own understanding.
See, this is the problem with the Christian church. They would tell you things like hate is not in the Bible. Know why? Because they're leaning onto their own understanding. This is what they hope for and wish for. But they don't actually study the Bible.
God.
So they don't know what's in there at all. And they know they don't. But they're leaning onto their own understanding. Not just their own understanding, but the pastor's own understanding. And the pastor leaned onto his own understanding, but not just his own understanding, but his theologian teacher, which is the white man's understanding. So the Bible and the scriptures that your pastor is teaching you is all seen through the white lens. It's not actually scriptural. This book is one of the blackest books ever read. You thought Donald Gomes could write a black book? You think Iceberg Slim could write a black book? Nah. This Bible is about as black as it gets.
That's right.
And it's a beautiful thing. And it's telling you not to lean onto your own understanding, man. Get proper learning, proper understanding. That's love. Leaning onto your own understanding is going to cause confusion, which the Christian church wants you to do. They want you to do that. Everything the Christian church teaches is leaning onto their own understanding.
Yeah.
And they are literally lying. Leaning onto your own understanding literally turns into a lie. Like saying Christ was born of God. I mean, I heard so many versions of this Immaculate Conception. I don't even know which one the Christian church stands by. Was he born of an angel or was he born of God? Which one?
Doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, which one? The angel and the God are not the same. I don't know. See, the Christian church is full of confusion because it leans onto its own understanding and it teaches you that own understanding, which is a bunch of lies, which is literally hatred. Literally hatred. You know what I'm saying? But Salaki, let's get on. Well, I feel like we did this one. 1 John 2 and 3. It's the same thing. We're going to reiterate a little more, you know what I'm saying? On what love is. So y'all can have a understanding and a clarity that the Christian church will not give you on what love is. If y'all not in this class, man, let me tell you something. You will literally believe that love is an emotion. And as soon as you lose that emotion, you hate that person.
Yeah.
And now you got a problem with that person. You can't get over that temporary emotion and know that it's temporary. You know what I'm saying? That temporary emotion comes and goes. There are marriages being broken up over emotions. Oh, I hate you. Knowing that tomorrow you might actually love him. You know what I'm saying? But may you read that Bible, Kashal, sir?
1 John chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
Hereby that we do know that we know him. This is how you know that you know God. A lot of your pastors say they know him. Your mama would say she knows him with a cigarette in her mouth, shrimp on a plate. Your pastor would say that they know him with another man's woman in his bed, with a child that's not his on his lap. That's not known. But continue, Baba Kashal, sir.
If we keep his commandments.
If we keep his commandments. You see? You got to keep those commandments, man. To say that you know God, how you know God, how you love God and know him if you're not keeping his commandments?
God.
You will know something about him if you don't keep his commandments. You don't keep his commandments, you will know that COVID-19 is him. You will know that. You will know all these curses and plagues, this gout, these AIDS, all that. You will know that is of God. Actually, hold on, I take that back. You might not even know that. You definitely. I have not heard one Christian say, "Thank God for my diabetes." They don't know that diabetes came from the Most High because they want to break his laws and eat all types of pork and all that. So they don't even know his wrath. They think it's of the white man. They give the white man the credit for his wrath. COVID was made in a lab. No. Y'all don't even know the Most High's wrath. And that is scary. But if you follow his commandments and you love him as his commandments dictate, by following his laws, then you will know him. And you will know that the COVID-19 is of him. You would know when a tornado hits a small town in Idaho or Wyoming. I don't know. Where tornadoes hit? somewhere out there, you would know that is of him. Then you would know when good happens to you that is of him. You know what I'm saying? But right now, when you're not following his commandments, your pastor don't know nothing. Your mama knows nothing. Your brother that's high right now on whatever knows nothing. Nothing. So they don't know God. But Salaki, sir, may you continue?
He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
This is an open precept to what we read earlier.
This right here.
In 2 John, it's literally the same thing in 2 John. If you love him, you will keep his commandments. This is saying if you know him, you will keep his commandments. You can't know or love the Most High without keeping those commandments. But the law is done away with. If this is directly in the New Testament, what is they talking about that the law is done away with? What do they mean? What are they trying to say? What are they trying to do to you? They showing you a special type of hate. That is a special type of hate. But Salaki, sir, may you continue?
But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected.
Yo, if you keep the Most High law, statutes, and commandments, that's when the love is perfected. That's when you're perfect. That's when you don't have no worries. You have no worries. You are in his protection. The love is perfected. You are as safe as can be. Your name will go on forever. Your kids will be blessed. Everything. It's a beautiful thing. But I'm sorry, ain't that another contradiction? Christian church says nobody can be perfect. You can't be perfect. But the scripture literally just said, you keep his commandments, his love is perfected in you.
God.
You are perfect. You can do no wrong. So what is the Christian church talking about? See, the problem is listening to the Christian church just causes straight up and down confusion, and you're going to end up dead. Straight up and down dead listening to the Christian church. You know what I'm saying? But Salaki, any more on that Bible chosen?
Hereby we know that we are in him.
What are they saying hereby we know that we are in him? Understand this. This pisses off every other organization that believes they are the truth. No, that believes being an Israelite is the truth. But to be in him means to be in that body. That one body. Not everybody's in that one body. Remember, the scripture's talking to Israel, so that means not every Israelite is in that one body. So what is it talking about? It's talking about the ISUPK. We are that one body. We are the only people that is following his commandments. We are the only people that is in him. The only ones that are in him. Salaki, sir. Let's drop that. Let's get on 2 Corinthians. There's a reason why I brought this one out too. Hold on, let me get there real quick. 2 Corinthians 12 and 7. Let me see this.
2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7.
Hold on one sec, sir. There's a reason why I brought that out, but I forgot it for the time being. But let's get into this hatred. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into hatred. Now that we got an understanding of what love is, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into hatred. We know that love is following the law, statutes, commandments. So, through deductive reasoning, if hatred is the opposite of love, then not following the law, statutes, and commandments must be hatred.
God.
We're gonna get into that real quick. Let's start with Romans 9 and 13 to disprove on Christian theory about hatred not being in the Bible.
Romans chapter 9 verse 13. As it is written.
As it is written. That means this is nothing new. This was written before. Literally in Malachi, I believe 1 and 3 or 1 and 2. It's early in that first chapter. Literally in Malachi, the last book of the Old Testament, this was written. And it's being brought up here for a reason, because they were teaching from the Old Testament. This is nothing new. This is what they lived by. You know what I'm saying? And those who think God don't God don't hate, well, let me tell you something. This is going to blow your mind right here. May you continue, Baba Kushal, sir.
Jacob have I loved.
Jacob have I loved. Who is Jacob? Jacob is the progenitor, the forefather to the Israelites, to those 12 tribes. He is their father. Isaac the grandfather, Abraham the great-grandfather. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So Jacob, he has loved. He has loved Jacob, his lineage, his people. Everything about Jacob, his seed. He loved Jacob. He loved him so much, he gave Jacob the law, statutes, and commandments. He gave Jacob the covenants. He gave Jacob the promises. He ain't do that to everybody. May you continue, Baba Kushal, sir?
But Esau have I hated.
For who?
But Esau have I hated.
Esau is Jacob's twin brother, who is literally described, who is literally described as a red, hairy man. They gave Esau's description in, I believe that's Genesis 25. They gave Esau's description because the simple fact is Esau was a little strange. They had to describe this like this is not normal. Write down a description of this thing. This thing is coming out red and hairy all over. He is a savage. He likes eating raw meat. He's a hunter by nature, a liar by nature. So these descriptions of Esau in Genesis 25 proves that he is the progenitor of Caucasians. But Jacob, being born normal, God loved. He was born normal. There was no need to describe Jacob. He came out like everybody else that was on the planet. With nappy hair. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't hairy. His skin wasn't red. You know what I'm saying? He was a Negro. He was the opposite of his brother. And you could look all throughout, you know, we got Google nowadays. This is not an isolated incident where one twin is born dark skinned and the other twin is born light skinned. This is not an isolated incident. It's actually pretty common. Well, not common to the degree, but common that you could still see incidents like that today. But he loved Jacob. And I'm sorry, Christians, he hated Esau. He hated the progenitor of Caucasians. He hated white people. He hates white people.
If I may.
Come
on. The kind of hatred that this brother's talking about, when he explained to you that there's a time to love and there's a time to hate, the kind of hatred that he is trying to expound to you is a perfect hatred.
All right.
there's levels to this hatred, right? But then there's this then there's a perfect hatred. If it comes from the Lord, right, then it is a perfect hatred. And if we hate what the Lord hates, then it is a perfect hatred.
Come.
And there's scripture to back that up.
Oh yeah, I think one of them's up in here. I got one of them up in here. But let me tell you something. What you said was so heavy because there is a perfect hatred. And what makes anything perfect? The law. So it's a lawful hatred. Everything the Most High does is lawful. You don't have to excuse that. But like this, but is it lawful for you to hate the man that raped your daughter? That's lawful. That's lawful. There's lawful hatred and there's unlawful hatred. And we're going to get into it a little further. But Salaki, sir, any more on that? No, that was it on that, right?
Con.
All right, let's get I'm not going to read Malachi 1 and 2. Let's get let's prove that the Most High hates some more. Let's get Psalm 5 and 5, Bible Kashan. Let's get Psalms 5 and 5 real quick, because the next thing a Christian will tell you right after that. Well, God hates, but He hates the sin, not the person. He hates the sin that they committed. So He didn't hate Esau, the person. He hated what Esau has done. That's what they'll say next. But let me show you something. This scripture right here in Psalms, this proves that easily, quickly. May you continue, Bible Kashaw, sir.
The foolish shall not stand in thy sight.
The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. That means whatever they're about to say holds no weight. It holds no weight. What your Christian pastor says holds no weight. Why do you think the ISUPK is undefeated? Because the simple fact is these pastors, these conscious community nuts, everybody that comes against us, guess what? They're foolish. They don't understand these scriptures. May you continue, Bible Kashaw, sir.
Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
Thou hatest what?
All workers of iniquity.
Hold on. What is iniquity? Iniquity is sin. It is what they call it, anonym. What they call it? Words that mean the same thing, but they spell different. Antonyms, right?
Synonym.
Oh, synonyms, yeah. They are literally synonyms to each other. You know what I'm saying? Literally synonyms. Iniquity is a synonym for sin. Sin is a synonym for iniquity. So what is a worker of iniquity? Because that's what he's saying he's hating. Bring that from the top again, Bible Kashaw, sir.
Psalms chapter 4, verse 5. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
He hated all workers of iniquity.
God.
He hates those who do the work of iniquity. That is a person. That is people. That is somebody who hates iniquity. Hates a being. Workers are people.
God.
And what sense would it like your daughter gets raped? I hate the rape. No, I don't hate the rapist. I don't hate the worker of the rape. I hate the rape. That makes no sense.
God.
That makes no sense at all. That makes no sense. That's sort of like passing the buck. That's like admitting that you're too weak to fight your temptations.
God.
You're too weak to fight your demons. That's what that excuse is. But it's saying right there that God hates sinners.
Salaki, Khan, you're absolutely right. I was thinking about this phrase the other day, workers of iniquity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you truly define it, that's what it is. Is, you know, some people will be like, well, we all sin. Okay. But here's the difference. Some people make it a job to sin.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
It's a career, right? This is what I know.
A daily practice.
Right? This is what I know. This is my job. My job is to sell weed. My job is to be a homosexual. Right? My job is to be a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? You're working. You know what I mean? Like, just like workers of righteousness, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's workers of iniquity, right?
And it's like you said, if I may, that work also comes with promoting.
Mm-hmm.
And that work comes with you knowing what you're doing.
Oh, they said, if I can just bring one thing up. It says, the children of this generation are wiser than the children of the kingdom. Right? Can I bring that up real quick?
Go right ahead.
I don't know. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to expound on your point real quick, because the simple fact is what you brought out was so heavy, because they are actually knowing what they're doing. Like Christ, what he said was, forgive them for they know not what they do. A sinner knows what he's doing. The Most High winks at your ignorance. He winks at your ignorance. If you don't know eating pork is wrong, because maybe we dropped the ball and missed the person to tell.
I found it.
You know what I'm saying? We missed the person to tell. So is that person that dropped the ball, is he hated by the Most High? I mean, not the person that dropped the ball. That person that don't know eating pork is a sin? He literally don't know. He was raised by a bunch of Christians who told him it was A-OK. Brought up a whole bunch of scriptures to him. He don't know nothing about the Bible. He just knows pork is delicious. But then there's those who know that it's wrong, who knows it's a sin in Leviticus, and will eat that pork and tell people it's okay to eat that pork. Bring up a scripture in the New Testament that has nothing to do with eating food, period. It is a dream. It is an allegory. And you want to promote it. You know what I'm saying? But slack it, sir.
Oh, in Luke 16, where it talks about the unjust steward, right? Okay. Where Yahushua, or who the audience might know as Jesus Christ, he gives a parable about an unjust steward, right? And the unjust steward did something real slick, right? To get bread out of people, right? Mm-hmm. And he said this. He said in Luke 16:8, and the Lord commended the unjust steward, right? He commended him, right? Because he had done wisely, right? Mm-hmm. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. Now, why does he say that they're wiser than the children of light? Here's what Christ said. He said, if the world loved you, right, it would have accepted you. You know what I mean? Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but it would have accepted you, right?
Right.
Meaning, in order for you to operate and on a status quo in this world, the Bible says the wisdom of this world is foolishness to God, right? Problem is that the wisdom that we've acquired in the UPK comes from the Most High, right? But if the wisdom that you have is of the world, then essentially you are wiser than the children of light, right? Because everything of the world in the world is against God. It's against the Most High, right? Mm-hmm. In every faction of life, lying, stealing, right? That's all things that are appropriate in the world, but unacceptable to the Most High. So if you're navigating in the world without the Most High, then you are truly a worker of iniquity, because everything that you do in this world works towards sin. But go ahead.
What you brought up was heavy as hell right there. Because literally everything that you work for is towards the pleasure of this world.
That's right.
That's why your Christian pastor hates you. He wants you to please this world. He wants you to please the creation more than the creator. And that makes you enmity with the Most High. That makes you an enemy of the Most High. Committing sin makes you an enemy of the Most High. That's why your pastors will be the least in the kingdom. And us lowly, crazy Negroes on those corners yelling at the wind, we're gonna be the most. We're gonna be you're gonna see us in the kingdom. We're gonna be like, yo, those them niggas. We were laughing at them before, but look at us now. Look at us now. But Salaka, sir, can you get which one do I want to go to? Let's go to I'm gonna skip the Amos joint. Let's go to Psalms 97 and 10. Keep it in Psalms a bit. Go to Psalms 97 and 10. Because this makes it more clear what the Lord loves and what he hates. And Christians like to go to this one a lot.
Psalms chapter 97, verse 10. Ye that love the Lord.
And if you love the Lord,
hate evil.
Hate evil. What does that mean? What does that mean? What is hating evil? Ask yourself, what is evil? What is evil? Let me tell you what evil is. Evil is literally anything that goes against the commandments of the Most High. So you eating pork is evil. And if I love God, I would hate that. If you dating someone outside your race and you claim it's love is love, that's evil. Because that goes against the scriptures. And since that goes against the scriptures, I should hate it if I love God. But the fact is, we hate these things, true indeed. But our love for our people, we love you enough to tell you that it's wrong. We love you enough to show you in the scriptures that it's wrong. We have these classes Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Sabbath class on Saturday. Classes in Rhode Island on Sunday. To let you know that these sins, these evils that you're doing, because of our love for the Most High, we got to hate. We got to hate that evil. We got to hate you. But we still love you enough to let you know that it's wrong. See, there's a righteous hatred and there's a wicked hatred. The wicked hatred will condone that evil. The wicked hatred will say it's okay for you to leave your man because he ain't got a job. You got to do what's best for you. You got to do what's best for you. That's evil. Evil and disgusting. That's low-key dirty macking. Dirty macking. These pastors stay dirty macking, man. Listen.
All right, Slocking. Messy Jesse.
Listen, why, sir? May you continue with that?
Psalms 97, verse 10. He preserveth the souls of his saints.
He preserveth the souls of his saints. Who is his saints? His saints are those who upkeep his law, statutes, and commandments. His saints are those who teach his law, statutes, and commandments. His saints are those today in the ISUPK. Your Christian pastor ain't a saint. Your Catholic father is not a saint. That dude that you wear green on every March is not a saint. But guess what? He preserved those who are saints. He preserved those that hate evil and love the law. Continue, Bible Christian.
He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked.
That's why we're not scared of this COVID-19. That's why we're not worried about all the wickedness that's in the world. We ain't worried about catching herpes from no dumb broad, because we ain't gonna choose a dumb broad. She's gonna get scrutinized before we even say hi. You know how much contemplating it takes for me to even say hi to a chick? I gotta look around, see if she got a man first. Look at her nature and behavior. Just to say hi.
It's great. God. It's just like I've been thinking about this all day. Just, navigating on this planet and seeing the idiocracy that goes on. You know what I'm saying? People are very cautious of staying 6 feet from you. And they're doing this.
Right, packing that cigarette.
You know what I mean? People are very cautious of that, but of staying 6 feet, but they're sleeping with every man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On the block. Doing ciphers.
Participating in homosexuality. How you scared of COVID and you participate in homosexuality?
Evil is normal to a person in the world. It's a lot of times they know they're doing wrong, and Christianity is the gateway to to excuse their conduct, right? Christianity is the go-to, the scapegoat to excuse their conduct, and your pastor knows that you're simple, and he knows exactly what you want to hear, right? Your pastor knows that you're a drug dealer, right? He knows that. But when you get to church, he got a sermon specifically for you, so you can keep bringing him that money, that drug money that you bring in all the time, right? Your pastor knows you're a whore, right? Your pastor knows you're cheating on your husband.
He's helping you.
Yeah, he's helping you. He's the one doing it. Your pastor knows that you are doing all manner of wickedness throughout the week. But in order for him to sustain and to fill his belly, he has to sell you that dream. He has to sell you that hope. You know what I mean? He has to train you to be a worker of iniquity. Because the longer he trains you to be a worker of iniquity, the more money that goes into his pockets, the more you're in your dumb mind, you're gonna say, my pastor needs my stimulus money.
Right.
Right? But go ahead.
It's a lot, yes, sir. You brought up train, like, I was literally laughing at that, because literally that's what's being done. You are literally being trained at work. You're being trained to do your job, to be a worker of iniquity. Literally, you being taught the ins and outs. You know what I'm saying? What's good and what's bad. You know what I'm saying? You're being taught all the scriptures to support eating pork. All the scriptures to support divorce. All the scriptures that supports your drug use. You know what I'm saying? Weedheads only know one scripture. They only know one. And they don't even know it. They just there's a scripture in there that says, plants with seed for meat. Not knowing what you're supposed to do with meat. Who smokes meat? Who rolls up a roast beef and lights it up? Nobody.
No one's slocky. No one smokes broccoli. No one smokes lettuce. No one smokes none of that.
Right?
You're a goddamn liar. Right? Because you don't smoke any of that stuff. Right?
Because it's not for no ailment. You're doing it to get high because you are a junkie. Just that simple. You are a junkie, and you don't know no better. You don't know no better. You are literally doing things just to please your high. And Sly, I'm going to go to the Amos one now, which just reiterates on what this says. You know what I'm saying? It literally reiterates it, and it's literally, a dope scripture. But it literally says, hate the evil and love the good. That's what it literally says. Amos 5:15. Give y'all some time to get there. You go to Amos 5:15. And I'm going to read it again from the top. Sluggy, so Amos 5:15. It literally says the same. It reiterates what I just read, but it's Actually, I should have started with this one. I got planned on. Should have started with this one as I planned on. This is a little more detail.
Amos chapter 5 verse 15. Hate the evil.
Hate the what?
Hate the evil.
Guess what? That person that's smoking weed, evil. That person that's watching porn, evil. That person that's in the strip club, evil. Popping whores, evil. Rapist, evil. Homosexual, evil. Drug addict, evil. Drug dealer, evil. Eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, you're evil. Hate the evil. Continue.
And love the good.
And love the good. Love those who don't eat pork. Love those that don't smoke weed. Love those that don't do drugs. Love those that don't eat crab, pork, shrimp, and lobster. Love those that dress appropriately. Love those, you know what I'm saying, that follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, which literally means love those that's in the ISUPK. Because nobody else is following the law, statutes, and commandments. Who else? Point them out. I want to know their name. I want to know who else is following the law, statutes, commandments. No one. But Salaki, sir. Will you continue with that?
And establish judgment in the gate.
And establish judgment in the gate, man. Establish. Basically, be more. What's that word? What's that word? Be more. Have a standard about yourself from the get-go. Make sure not everybody could be up around you that's not following that standard. Have a judgment from the gate, man. Those who are not part of what you love, they can't enter that gate. Those who are of what you hate, leave them out there. Leave them out there. Only ones that could come into those gates, that can pass the judgment of that gate, are the ones that you love. The ones that are following those law, statutes, and commandments. Be more, what is the word I'm looking for? Be more,
Discern.
Oh, wow. Perfect word. That's a better word. A word I was thinking of starts with a C, but yeah. Have better discernment. You know what I'm saying? Continue, Bible Kashar, sir.
Salakia. It may be that the Lord, power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph.
Yes, he is gracious to the remnant of Joseph, man. And the remnant of Joseph is going through some things right now. You know what I'm saying? That's a sidebar, but just remember, you know what I'm saying? You gotta love those. Matter of fact, this is not a sidebar, actually. The Most High is showing grace to those Hispanic brothers and sisters and those and Manasseh, Manasseh Dominican, right?
Manasseh, that's Cubans.
Showing, you can't be hating on them. The Most High showing them grace. You can't be hating on those brothers and sisters. There's a lot of hatred in the black community for Hispanics. Cut that. Cut that, because you're hating your own brothers. And if you hate your own brothers, you do not love the Most High. Period. But let's drop that Bible Kashar, sir, and let's get let's go to the Apocrypha. No. Let's get Psalms 26. Let's stay in Psalms. Psalms 26. Psalms 26 and 5. Remember, y'all say the Most High don't hate. But there's a righteous hatred. And this is similar to the workers of iniquity. This is a reiteration. This is a precept to that. You know what I'm saying? This is a beautiful precept too.
Psalms chapter 26, verse 5. I have hated the congregation of evildoers.
Yes, what?
I have hated the congregation of evildoers.
Wow, that wording is very specific. He has hated the congregation, not the evil. He has hated the congregation. That's a group of people. These are people of evil doers. Oh man, what the hell? I thought God don't hate nobody. I thought God don't hate nobody. He literally hates the congregation of evil doers. Same as workers of iniquity. But if you leave it to the Christian church, he'll have you thinking that no matter what you do, God will love you. But let me tell you something. Because we are in the ISUPK and we love our people, let me tell you, God will not love you no matter what. God don't have what y'all call unconditional love. God has a love for those who do what he says. That's the condition. Follow his law, statutes, and commandments. God's love is not unconditional. It comes with a price. And that is to do what he says. That's to follow his law, statutes, commandments, which are not grievous. It's not hard to do. It's not difficult. Not at all. It's not troublesome. It's very easy to do, and it's all based around loving each other. It's very simple. The Christian church would like to make it sound difficult, but it's not. The American law system is far more difficult than the scriptures. I mean, the tax laws itself is a puzzle. But y'all file your taxes faithfully. Y'all file your taxes faithfully. Y'all even know some loopholes to get extra money. Y'all know those tax laws, but y'all don't know that eating pork is wrong. Y'all don't know smoking weed is defiling your temple. Y'all know none of that, though. Y'all know none of that. But Salaki, sir, man, you want to finish that off, Bible Kashon, sir?
And I will not sit with the wicked.
He has no dealings with the wicked. He ain't chilling with the wicked. Neither shall we. We ain't hanging out with the wicked. Our job is to correct them. You will not see me chilling with the wicked. You will not see me up in no strip club. You will not see me in no trap house. You will not see me on the corner. Unless I got a podium and a banner. Only way you see me on the corner is with a podium and a banner and a group of gorillas. You know what I'm saying? We have no dealing with the wicked. So if you are out there and you claim you love that brother that's trying to change his life, but you still trying to get him to smoke, guess what? Don't be mad because he has no dealings with you. Expect it. Expect it. And you as somebody that's trying to change your life, keep everybody else at a distance. Keep everybody at a distance. No matter who they are. Keep them at a distance. You know what I'm saying? It might be your mama. Keep her at a distance. It might be your spouse. Keep them at a distance. I ain't saying that you should not communicate because you still got to teach them. You still got to give them some hope. You know what I'm saying? But Salaki, sir. Any more on that? Any more on that? Nah, let's continue on. Let's continue on. Lee, there's so many jewels in the Psalms, though. Let's go to Psalms 139. Psalms is that book, man. As big as it is. Don't let Psalms intimidate you, man. Don't be a punk to Psalms. Don't let Psalms punk you. Read it. Read Psalms. It's just a dope book. Psalms 139, verse 21.
Psalms 129, verse 21.
Huh?
You said 129?
139, verse 21. This is one of my favorite scriptures. Psalms got a lot of gems on hatred, and Christians love Psalms, but they don't seem to see these verses. They don't seem to see these scriptures. They're invisible. Psalms 139, verse 21.
Psalms chapter 139, verse 21.
Oh, Salaki, read from 20.
Verse 20. For they speak against thee wickedly,
Continue.
and thy enemies take thy name in vain.
Now, this is talking to the Most High. This is like a prayer. And they say that they speak against thee wickedly. How do you speak against God wickedly? There's literally a word for it. There's literally a word to speak against God wickedly. That word is blasphemy. The greatest blasphemy, let me tell you what blasphemy is. Blasphemy is lying against the Most High. Those fake Jews, they're committing blasphemy because they're saying that they're God's chosen when God never said that. That's a blasphemy. You speak wickedly against the Most High when you lie against him, when you say that the law's done away with. You're speaking evil against the Most High. When you say it's okay to eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, you're speaking evil against the Most High. When you're saying God committed fornication by sleeping with Mary, you speaking evil against the Most High.
God.
They spoke evil against him. You know what I'm saying? And Salaki, man, and they take his name in vain because they all say they love him. Well, they don't take his name because most of them don't even know it. But they're taking him in vain. A lot of them do know it, but they'll switch it up to Yahweh or Yeshua, or I don't know what the hell they say. But they say a lot of crazy other stuff. And they take his name in vain, not just because they saying it wrong, because they're not doing what he tells them to do. You know what I'm saying? But continue, Baba Kashal, sir.
Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee?
Like these people who are speaking evil against God by saying pork is done away with, I hate them. Those who say they love God and end up sleeping with another man's woman, I hate them. Know why? Because they hate God. That's a righteous hatred. There's nothing wrong with that. Hate them that hate thee. I hate them that hate thee. It's a righteous thing. That's a righteous hatred. You know why it's a righteous hatred? Because we're not going to go out there and kill those brothers and sisters. We're not going to go out there stabbing them, shooting them, cause all types of mass shootings or whatever. Because that would be a wicked hatred. We're going to uphold these law, statutes, commandments, which says don't kill your brother and sister. Don't be murdering them. That's the Most High's vengeance. That's for the Most High to take care of. I ain't stealing the Most High's glory either. That's probably even more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's the Most High doing, but I hate them. But I still love them enough to speak against their evil, but hate them enough to keep them at a distance from me. You know what I'm saying? May you continue with that, Bible Kashan, sir?
And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee?
Am I not grieved? This bothersome. Like, it literally aggravates me to see these pastors and so-called prophets up on Facebook having their little daily you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they do. All they do is sing all through it. Well, I'm posting up scriptures trying to make them look dumb. All they say is I'm wicked. But it literally irks me. It literally aggravates me to see that. So, yes, it grieves me. It literally does grieve me. Just like the scripture says. Can you read that again, Bible Kashal, sir?
Am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee?
Because they are rising up against the Most High. That's why it grieves me. You know they're not following no law, statute, commandments. You know they're not going to teach no law, statute, commandments. All they're going to do is have some type of fake concert, and it's grievous. It's very grievous. Because they are using the Most High's name in vain. They're using our King's name in vain for whatever vain lust they have, whether it be money, women, glory, whatever it is. They're using the Most High's name in vain, and it's grievous to see. It's very aggravating. But am I going to shoot them? Am I going to stab them? I don't even report their videos. So it's a righteous hatred. It's a righteous hatred. May you continue, Bob Kushal, sir?
Verse 22. I hate them with perfect hatred.
With what?
With perfect hatred.
Only the law can make things perfect. And if hatred is wrong, how is hatred perfected? How is it perfect? Because it's lawful. Those who are against God, it's lawful to hate them. It becomes unlawful without the Most High permission to go against them and fall on them. You need the Most High's okay. You need to be the Most High's tool for that. We ain't got the discernment to know if we're that. So we wait for somebody high to tell us. That's another class. That comes with rank and order. But at the same time, that's a righteous hatred to hate those. That's a perfected hatred. You know what I'm saying? Read that verse again, Bob Kushal.
I hate them with perfect hatred.
Continue.
I count them mine enemies.
He counts them his enemies. Because you are enmity with the Most High. That's what it says in the New Testament. When the world loves you, and you love the world, you are enemies to the Most High. And now you are my enemy. And not just you. That's on the carnal level. But that demon that's on you, that's my enemy. That's on a spiritual level. Same entity. Same being. But you're my enemy. And it's only righteous that I should want to kill that demon that's on you. Not physically kill. This is a spiritual thing. So you could become the person that you're supposed to be. That's why we have these classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's why we have these classes. So we could go against that demon that's on you that's making you an enemy with God.
God.
And that demon is easily classified as a Christian. All demons are Christian. Even the Muslim demon, he's a Christian. You know what I'm saying? But Salaka, let's drop that, Baba Kushal, sir. Let's get it. Let's go to the Apocrypha real quick. Let's go more on to what Most High hates. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 12 and 6. Let me get there. Son tells me that's Ecclesiastes. Son tells me that's Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 6.
Oh, wow. Wow. This is literally, oh, man, this is the nail on the head. Salakia. Remember, he only hates the sin, not the sinner. That's why they took the Apocrypha out of the Bible. Probably because of this main scripture right here. But Salakia, sir. Continue.
For the Most High hateth sinners.
He hateth what?
Hateth sinners.
For the Most High power, God, hateth sinners. Not the sin. Sinners. It hates the sinner. The person that's committing the sin.
That's right.
The person that is the enemy of God because they are committing sin. You know what I'm saying? Continue, Baba Kushal, sir.
Salakia. And will pay vengeance unto the ungodly.
The Most High, see, that's why it's a perfect hatred when you hate what hates God and what God hates. When you hate them, when you hate that that Christian pastor for what he's doing, when you hate your mama for the pork that she eating, when you hate your father for the drugs that he's doing, it's a perfect hatred. Know why? Read that again.
For he will pay vengeance unto the ungodly.
Who will pay it?
And will pay vengeance unto the ungodly.
It's for the Most High to pay it, not us. That's what makes that hatred perfect. We're not taking no vengeance out on that person. That's what the Most High's doing. That's the Most High's job. And we have laws in Israel, like, let's say a brother ends up dying by the hands of another brother. There's laws in Israel where things are dictated, where there's separations being made, so a process could be done to see what happens to that brother that committed the murder. Because he could have done it by accident. But you being related to that victim, you might have an unrighteous hatred in you to exact vengeance on that brother. Even if that brother actually committed the sin, your hatred would be wicked because you want to exact the Lord's vengeance on him. That's for the Lord to do, not us. Like a lot of y'all wonder why we ain't grabbing up our guns and shooting up white people. That's not our business. Our business is to speak against them and how their kingdom's going to fall. Our business is to wake up our people. It's the Most High's business, as in Obadiah, to destroy them. Yeah, it would be by our hands, but it's his business to say when that happens, not ours. We don't go grab up guns. And for those who say that, just know this. It's common sense. We buy guns. They make them. We can never outgun them. So it will make no sense to grab up a gun and go against them. We got to use our spiritual weapon against them, which is our Father, the Most High. Which is those storms and tornadoes and that COVID-19. If you separated yourself, you won't be such a victim of it. You know what I'm saying? Salaki, may you continue with that Bible Kushal, sir?
And keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
That's the Most High's job. He's going to deal with them. He got a punishment plan for them. Who am I to take the Most High's glory from him? Who am I? That is not my job. And that would make it a wicked hatred. But the Most High hateth sinners. Sorry, Christian, he hates sinners. We brought up 3 scriptures proving that. And y'all can't bring up one scripture that says he loves this person and hates the sinner. You can't bring up one scripture that says that. But we brought up 3 on that subject alone that says he hates the sinner, the person committing the sin. He hates you. And our job is to make sure that he don't hate you. That's why we love you.
That's right.
And there's nothing more righteous. So Salaki, sir. Oh, man, this one's going to kill him too. Let's go to Luke 14-26. This is a New Testament one, y'all. Y'all might be hurt a bit. This might hurt a few feelings.
Luke chapter 14, verse 26.
Actually, can you start from 25? I want to show them the magnitude of this.
Verse 25. And they said unto him.
No, you in Luke 14, 25?
Luke chapter 14, verse 25. And there went great multitudes with him.
And there what?
And there went great multitudes with him.
All right, so they were rolling. Christ is about to teach a lesson. They're rolling with Christ. A lot of people rolling with it. A lot of people are hearing this message. What I mean by a lot of people, I mean a lot of Israelites. There ain't strangers in here. Christ ain't roll with a stranger around him. You know what I'm saying? Continue, Baba Kishar.
And he turned and said unto them,
Continue.
If any man come to me,
If any man what?
if any man come to me.
So notice, if any man wants to say he's a follower of Christ, any man comes to him, look what we must do to be a follower of Christ. Continue.
And hate not his father.
And you don't hate your father? Continue.
And mother.
And you don't hate your mother? Continue.
And wife.
And you don't hate your wife? Continue.
And children.
And you don't hate your children? Continue.
And brethren.
And you don't hate your brother? Continue.
And sisters.
And you don't hate your sisters? Continue.
Yea, and his own life also.
And your own life. You got to hate your own life also. Continue.
He cannot be my disciple.
You cannot be Christ's disciple. You cannot be what people would like to say is a Christian. You can't be a follower of Christ if you don't hate. Hate's not in the Bible. It's not righteous to hate. But this literally says you must hate. And hate is relative. Hate is not an emotion either. It's relative. This is not talking about hating your mother like, oh, I can never speak to you ever again. No, this is hating who they are in this state that they are in. You are hating your mother because she thinks it's okay to eat pork. You are hating your mother because she wanted to follow the pastor than follow your father. You are hating your mother because she kicked your father out the house. You know what I'm saying? And she told you that it's okay to love who you want to love. You know what I'm saying? You're hating your father because your father's an addict. You know what I'm saying? And he don't feel like there's no other way. You're hating your father because of all types of sin that he commits. That's why you're hating him. You're hating your sister because she wants to be a stripper. You're hating your brother because he wants to be a thug and a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? You're hating your brother because they want to go to the strip club and pop holes. This hate is relative. This hate is not literal emotion. Because this hate could change. This hate could change once they start bettering themselves in their life. Getting their life together and in order. You know what I'm saying? May you continue with that, Bible Kashan, sir?
Verse 27. And whosoever does not bear his cross.
Drop that. Let's go into it's the same subject, but into another one, man. Talk about bearing the cross, able to withstand the hell that we withstand. There's a hell that must be withstanded to get to this kingdom, to get to this glory that we upheld, which is the hatred of the world. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy the world hates me. I love that fact. Hate me. Do you hate me now? Salakia. Let's get just remember it says that you must hate. To be a follower of Christ, you must hate you. Because you can't put nothing above these law, statutes, and commandments. That's why you must hate them. Nothing can go above these law, statutes, and commandments. That's why it's a relative thing. Once they start following these law, statutes, and commandments, what do? You love them. Christ said, who is my mother, who is my brother? Why did he say that? And then he asked, who is my family? Those that do the will of his father. If you're not doing the will of his father, you're not family. You are to be hated if you're not doing the will of the Father. Now why? Because nothing's more important than doing the will of the Father. You know what I'm saying? But Salakia. Let's drop that. Let's get Ezekiel 35 and 5. How much time I got? Oh, wow. Ooh, I don't even know if I can go through this. Hold on. This is one of my favorite joints, too. Hold on. I'm going to force it in. Let me show y'all some wicked hatred. I'm going to squeeze it in. Because this one is a doozy. This is one why we should hate our enemies. I know y'all Christians like to say you should pray for your enemy. Yeah, my prayer for my enemies is that they be destroyed. That's my prayer for my enemies. My prayer is that these chariots come and blast them off the face of the earth. And that's a righteous hatred. I can't do it myself. But I pray that the Lord gets what he wants. I'm praying that the Lord's will be done. But Salakia, sir.
Ezekiel 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Because thou had a what?
Hast had a perpetual hatred.
Because our brother, in quotation marks, Esau had a perpetual hatred for us. Now, this hatred is a wicked hatred. It's perpetual, ever growing. It's not going to dissipate. It keeps on moving. It's not going to slow down. It's perpetual. Continue.
It's like it. And has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
That's why it's a wicked hatred. He has shedded our blood. He has shedded the blood of Trayvon Martin. He has shedded the blood of Philandro Castile. He has shedded the blood of Mike Brown. You know what I'm saying? Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, so many, and Emmett Till, so many countless names. You know what I'm saying? He has shedded our blood for no reason. If we did something wickedly, if he believed it was wicked, the Most High would have took care of that. But he took the vengeance in his own hands. Even though there was no vengeance needed to be taken. So he had a perpetual hatred. Continue, Baba Kasha.
By the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
When we are down and out, he's still slaying us to this day. To this day, we are giving him all our love. That wicked love that y'all like to give our enemy, we have given him it all. We are at his feet begging him to love us back. Continue.
And the time that the iniquity had an end.
And the time when the iniquity had an end, it's about at an end now. It's about at an end, but they're not letting loose. They're not letting loose. They're going stronger. When our time is almost up at this captivity, they are going harder.
God, that kind of reminds me of boxing when you hit someone after the bell.
Mm-hmm.
Right? After the round is over.
You get penalized.
Yeah. God.
You get penalized. And they about to get penalized. They about to get penalized. Continue, Baba Kushal, sir.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, power, I will prepare thee unto blood.
Continue.
And blood shall pursue thee.
Continue.
Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Put it like this. The Most High is going to take care of the Edomite problem for us. Yes, they hated us with a perpetual hatred. We should hate them.
God.
But should we take our vengeance out on them? No. That is of the Most High. That's for the Most High to do. And that makes our hatred perfect and righteous. And with that, Salaki for the time, but I'm about to end the class. Shalom.
Shalom.